that is an excellent question because there's two types of care. There's palliative care and clinical care.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Allow that paramedic AS.
Or with the ballistic sheet.
Fire service can't stand into account. Got it.
When you're called into a community after a major incident, what are the first priorities in supporting survivors and responders?
Oh, wow. So that is an excellent question because there's two types of care. There's palliative care and clinical care, right?
Mm-hmm.
Palliative care is my first major objective. When I go and I do like a crew or whatever it is. So we had not too long ago, we had a major shooting in Philadelphia, and I was called to do a debriefing in Philadelphia. The first thing I asked when I got there, in a group of about 20, 25 officers, I said, did everybody call their family to say that you were here and you're going to be going dark for about 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And, a couple of them like, oh my God, I didn't even think about it. And I said, does anybody need anything to eat or drink? And then they look at me like, yeah, man, and that's palliative care. When we're on a major disaster and you think about, Branson, Missouri, I've been out to that area for tornadoes and so forth. When you're out in those type of areas that say, even Florida, when we've had the major hurricanes in Florida, you have to take care of palliative care. Have you contacted loved ones? Have you told people that you're okay? Have you gotten, anything to eat? Have you, do you have shoes? Do you have, good shelter? You cannot start clinical care until those basic needs are met, So I think that's the first and foremost thing. And then when we start going into the clinical care, then we're talking about, the shock factor. Because if you kind of think about, let's think about of a hurricane, right? You're in shock, not for the first 92 hours, like in a police shooting or a fire. You're in shock for 2 to 3 weeks. And so you have to address shock. And then after shock, you start going through that natural grief. You start going through not just the shock, you go through the denial, you're going through questioning, you're going through anger, all of these things that you're going to go through, that's going to happen not right up front. This is going to be
Dispatch, medic 1, show medic 1 en route.